Yo. Gang. We love.
You see the like? Oh, I thought you was looking at the way for him.
We got to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Yo.
Me in the building.
Yep.
Alright, bro. While you upload to the Matrix, tell you what we got going on today. Of course, we're talking about fucking Mayonnaise Mania. Ben Askren versus Jake Paul. You know
Mayonnaise Mania.
Yes, sir. And it's Ask a Wrestler time. Was that at work? I'll tell you. Fucking. What else are we talking about? Talking about the George Floyd trial ending. That whole saga enveloping into the Michaela Bryant saga. And how always it's a tragedy. And how I feel like that kind of tragedy and the same tragedy that shifted George Floyd into the spiritual realm could be averted by defunding the police and what that actually means. How that, like I said, helped George Floyd, me and you, helped Michaela Bryant, and even the officers involved. We're going to talk about another saga that's near and dear to us here at home, you know what I'm saying, of our fucking favorite mega pastors, you know what I'm saying, Relentless Church moving to Atlanta. It was kind of a bit of an older story, excuse me, but it ties into something that's very essential to the times that we're going in, which is the shifting of spirituality in the days of coronavirus and what faith looks like in tribulation and all that kind of shit. And then finally, we got to talk about Michigan boy Bo.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? The catalyst, of course, for the conversation of at what point does artistry become vultury? You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit.
When is it, as an artist, when are you inspired by something and changing up your own style?
Okay.
And when are you a vulture to the culture? You know what I'm saying? That and many more things.
I fucks with that. While you upload to the message, my brother, today on the agenda, we gonna talk about Ep.4, that whole scandal, and also the racists that dug as deep as they possibly could to figure out as much as needs to be found out. Though we are not mad at them, but we are mad at the racist shit.
It's crazy that you use racism to stop a pedophile.
Facts. It's a double-edged sword, man. Then we gonna bring story time to him today. You know we got to every week. Story time.
And you know who's the sponsor this week, bro?
Man, the sponsor for this week for story time is, man, Needs for School Breakfast.
Eating them up, public school.
Yeah, I'm telling you. We will go ahead and introduce another little segment that we're gonna hit for y'all. It's called Wild Takes. You know what I mean? We'll just go through different little stories. Hit them real quick. You know, just little things that we don't want to indulge on too much. Okay. And then we're gonna end it out with, for me, man, King Kong vs. Godzilla. I finally got to watch it.
I'm so curious, bro. I'm so curious.
And with that being said, welcome to a podcast called Quest with your boys YiNrj and Harambe brought back to life himself in a human form next to me on the right.
Ready to boogie.
You know what I'm saying? Live from the mothership. Man, how's your week been, bro?
It's been a week, man. I like that. Harambe. That's
a new one, right?
Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Just like they try to do your man King Kong. I'm glad you saw that shit so we can talk about it.
That shit. You know, I had to watch it for it when I was HBO Max. That was very interesting, man.
Shout out to HBO Max.
But I don't know, man. I just don't like the way they kind of did Kong. Like, first off, you know, obviously you've seen it, and for those who haven't seen it, this is a spoiler. So for the next, say, about 10 to 12 minutes,
tune out.
You don't want to just skip forward.
45 minutes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll be back in here. Just spray some effort. But I just don't like how they did Kong, man. Just the whole with him on the boat, type of with the chains and like him being like in captivity and then watching him and then like
he's the apex, but we gotta hold him down. We have to enslave him.
Yeah, like what the fuck is that? Like why? And then like putting him on chains and holding him like across the seas like they did us and shit. I'm like, yo, it was a little bit too home, and they just.
Don't tell me they put Kong in the transatlantic monster trade.
Bro, I hope not. But this nigga was definitely on the shit like, yo, I just want to go home. I'm looking at this nigga like, yo, our ancestors wanted the same thing. They just wanted to go home.
They just want to go home. They just want to be the king, bro. You know, that movie was trash for those optics, but you know it was trash for a bunch of other more reasons.
Oh, of course. I think that they did that shit wrong.
So okay, so you watching, you already getting those vibes from that shit.
Mm-hmm.
How's it feel? Wait, where were you when you saw this?
I was actually, I like to watch movies with my folks. Me and my pops are really shout out to his family. Me and my pops are really, we like to break down movies and shit.
Some tours with the film critique.
You know what I'm saying? And we were just watching, man. It was like, yo, it just got to a point where about the middle part, I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but about the middle part, where they went like the new, you right. We were in New Earth or whatever the fuck that shit was, or Old Earth, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. My dad, who doesn't even cuss, was just like, what the fuck? Like,
what kind of shit?
Why are we here? Why is it even like this? And
what's happening?
And it's like, yo, just like that, Godzilla was just able to, he sensed them, so he just, like, did the shit down, and all of a sudden,
a beam, and
and that was enough, and it went all the way through, like, bro.
Niggas fucking and then they got time travel involved and shit.
That's what I was like, alright, bro.
Y'all fucked this up. Y'all fucked up a whole ass bag.
A whole bag. Actually, though, bro, how would you have fixed that shit? Since you're the director of the family.
Okay. I'm curious, because I would like to hear your opinion of how the fuck I'm gonna correct the massive sins they did to Godzilla vs. Kong and get this massive bag, because I feel like they could have got, I'm thinking 3 movies out of this.
Mm-hmm. Then 3 movies, okay.
Here we go, because here's how I thought they was gonna do this shit. I thought, as I take toast of the barrel I suppose.
Gang.
I thought they was gonna set it up there. Boom. These niggas fighting, but the whole time it turns out he's actually fighting Mechagodzilla. Nigga fucking tears some skin off or some shit like that. Oh, it's robot shit. And it turns out it's that corporation. Boom. They still fighting, but Mechagodzilla is too much for because of the corporation cheating or some shit. Or using Godzilla's actual power to power it. Yeah. Or some shit like that.
Okay. Like Godzilla breaks free. Okay.
But I mean, I know they had King Ghidorah's head or whatever. They're gonna involve that, but they could do that differently. You know what I'm saying? Godzilla breaks free. Boom. They tussling. They tag team to get rid of Mechagodzilla. Mm-hmm. That's King Kong versus Godzilla 1. Then King Kong Godzilla versus 2 is right after Aftermath. They on this nigga fucking the ashes of Mechagodzilla.
And they looking at you like now, like the apex predator, like it can only be one type shit.
It can only be one type shit.
Okay.
Exactly. So, boom. They start fucking tussling or whatever, or the reason how the way they get rid of Mechagodzilla ends up opening a portal to that place anyway, such that
to New Earth. Okay, all right, I'm fucking with you.
You know what I'm saying? Because they have to get that shit involved for more monsters or some shit like that.
I can see that.
And boom, these niggas, they have to. Wait, they use King Ghidorah's head to power Mechagodzilla. So I would keep that premise, because that then sets up for the way that they beat Mechagodzilla. Sends one of them into the fucking, what's that shit called again, brother?
The New Earth.
Stupid ass shit. New Earth.
It was I think it's New Earth. Even though it's like technically, isn't it Old Earth because they went back in time?
You went back inside of New Earth.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but continue, because I'm interested.
Yeah, they really did fuck it up. So boom, Godzilla versus 1 already out the way. You know what I'm saying? Box office hit. Boom. It's already set up such that Godzilla versus King Kong 2 is the actual battle of Godzilla versus King Kong. But the way that they get rid of Mechagodzilla, you know what I'm saying? The spirits carry me, but now I'm here.
Yeah.
Opens up the rift to the old world or New Earth or whatever the fuck. And they battling, but here comes actual King Ghidorah or some other shit like that.
Like a new form of King Ghidorah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because the rift is open. So now they have to team up once again. However, the way they do it this time is one of them get through this motherfucker. King Ghidorah comes out. These niggas battling. The only way to get this nigga to defeat him is to snatch his ass up and
And pull him down in the okay.
New Earth where like a portal is closing or some shit like that.
So which one would you bring down? Would you bring Godzilla down, or would you bring King Kong down, or just it doesn't matter?
So they wanted Godzilla to win, right? Because he ended up winning at the end of the shit.
Yeah, which was on some bullshit. Literally, bro, only because powers.
Only because exactly. So boom, King. So here's how you even set up to give King Kong powers or whatever. Boom, fucking he snatches down King Ghidorah. Them niggas are in the New Earth or whatever. Godzilla reigns supreme for a little while. Apex stage, but eventually niggas start getting out, and they can have a bunch of other little ones
because
come out
the rift's still open type shit. Okay, yeah, bruh. See, so many more movies. Already, so many more movies.
Such a big bag.
Fuck, just having 3. You can have 4 and 5 at this point.
And like, you know what makes me think too that they might have been going on to some shit that may have been similar or at least better than what the fuck we got. Is because there was like 5 hours of like unreleased shit or whatever. Like there's basically a whole ass.
That's a whole
like
nother movie.
2-3 other movies about the shit. So yeah, they fucked whatever the fuck that was. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? I wonder if they did this shit just because it was on some HBO release and they were like, "Yo, this is the director's cut, going to DVD." Y'all want to see this shit? This is the real one. This is what we gonna put on TVs for cable type shit. You know what I mean?
This is how we finesse y'all ass, essentially.
Damn.
Y'all could have, and bro, like yo, you don't even have to do good writing. Like I'm telling you, after the first one, when you set up, yo, it's Mechagodzilla, oh big surprise. The next movies, we could have cashed out, bro. I'm saying we put Ludacris in this bitch. We put Vin Diesel in this bitch. We got Rocky in here.
Go
this
all out with
Megan Fox coming back, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, go all out with like the effects and shit like that. Like, bro, you in there.
Shit blowing
because the revenue would have made itself at that point.
Oh yeah. How would you have done it? What have you would have cut out of that shit?
I probably would have had it on some, Kong was at Skull Island because they didn't even that's another thing that like. I was surprised. I'm like, so at the very end of Skull Island, like he defeated the monsters, humans left him. Well, I'm thinking that he just walking around, he living the life and shit like that. All of a sudden he wake up and he's just in the containment. How did he get there? What the fuck happened? Did y'all just like get a tranquilizer big enough just to miraculously get this nigga sedated? Like
Shorty, the little sign language Shorty hit him with the sleep spell.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you thought it was sign language was getting juicy?
The whole time and shit like that. Like I would have done something a little bit. I don't think the New Earth needed to even be in there. I'm not gonna say I got like ideas and like ideas how you have, but I just feel like I could have made that movie better.
You know about the original Godzilla?
Yeah. But I'm just like, yo,
metaphor for like the nuclear disaster and all that kind of shit like that, and that's why it's always supposed to have ties to Tokyo because it's like they always end up getting destroyed by the monster that protected them in the end because they became what through capitalism and Western influence and all that kind of shit what Godzilla was a metaphor for.
Bro, I feel you, but I just be looking at shit like, damn, y'all just be Tokyo be having to build a whole bunch of shit like, that's damn. These niggas be like, yo, we just built these buildings. They just had all these ribbon ceremonies. They're like, yo, the mayor's out here like, yo, we good. Everybody living. Emperor coming out, chilling. All of a sudden, boom, Godzilla. Everybody got to go into hiding for a little bit longer. Like, yo, we'll be building again, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
But media school rub to this, bro, I think is sometimes movie like companies, like film companies, whatever you want to call them, production companies, they take out an insurance policy basically on I can't remember. It was like the film or the production or whatever, such that if this shit is trash, they're either insured for a certain amount of money or something to the effect of like it's not a loss for them. Like it might even be profitable that the movie is trash. And depending on like what the property is, it could be because like you want to either hold it, you don't want other niggas to have it, like Spider-Man or something, or you want to in some cases, it would be double beneficial to tarnish it before it's released or it becomes public domain if it's like a super old like IP or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? That could be the finesse. They could intentionally put that trash out.
Why would you intentionally fuck up something that you've put money into?
You put money into it,
that
but
you try to get money back
for more, essentially.
So
or you insure
okay.
it. I can't remember the finesse. I know I'm fucking it up, but it is a finesse where you insure your losses in some kind of way, such that you're Gucci. Like, the fact that this shit is trash is kind of beneficial. Like, you made it back.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because we experienced the real life version of that with Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, bro.
Bruh.
The ultimate finesse.
You know, I just imagine all of the people who spent their hard-earned money on that pay-per-view for a concert and 3 fights.
Shout out to the scammers. We the real winners.
You know what I'm saying? Gang gang. Nigga, sorry on Twitter 5 minutes later. You know what I'm saying? Like whole fight. 5 minutes later on Twitter.
Oh, some real nigga shit. All you do is you go look. Okay, did the fight happen? Oh, it happened. What happened? You really want to see who won and lost? Okay, boom. How they lose? He got knocked out. I'm gonna try to see that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, bruh, I don't need this fucking pay for the. It's like, bruh, I paid for a couple of like Mayweather fights. Like if he fought like somebody serious, or like I think we paid for the Oscar De La Hoya one and the Sugar Shane Mosley one. Like I think that's the only ones we ever paid for. Other than that,
those are good ones too, right?
Exactly. Other than that, I'll wait. You know what I'm saying?
I'm good.
I already know what's about to happen. I'll wait. Like the fuck.
Nah,
we don't.
I feel you. I am a fan of the art of fighting. And if I had it, I would definitely, you know what I'm saying, support the whole shit. Even though it's a finesse, and then this is the exact instance why some of them cards, some of them pay-per-views be finesses, and it's like, yo, nigga don't even feel bad.
Bruh.
Nigga don't even feel bad.
How in the hell do you, okay, first off, have so many concerts that's longer than the actual fight? Okay?
Who all they have performing?
I don't exactly know, but I know it was like Doja Cat.
You lost me.
Like Saweetie. Some, yeah, I know.
Still lost me though.
It's some other people, it's like, it's a few other people that like, I just don't. I think even Jack Harlow performed. I'm not sure. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but it's like it's interesting that they had so many concerts versus the actual fights, and then I'm watching the fight and I'm like, okay, like maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, I would say Jake Paul does have some type of boxing training, and I can see that. Right. But like Ben Askren's like, yo, I feel like as an MMA fighter, you should have some type of like fighting stance, fighting like cordial to yourself, to where you're actually able to defend yourself. Not only just defend yourself, but actually give up a good fight, especially when you're like 19-2 or something, or however 18-2 in his actual career and shit.
His is a little padded, but you know, like, that's neither here nor there. You
know what I'm saying? Like, but you could at least defend yourself, right? Yeah. So with that being said, and you being the fighter. You know what I'm saying? Well, you being third in the motherland when you were wrestling and shit like that. It's all that.
Something.
You know what I'm saying?
Wrestling ring.
So you being a fighter.
Yeah.
What you saw? Did Ben Askren throw the towel so he can go ahead and build himself a new little add-on to his wrestling gym?
I've got 2 possible scenarios. Actually 3.
Okay.
3 to 4. Okay. The fourth one is the ultimate, like, who knows, anything is possible, and you could actually been legit knocked out temporarily with that, you know what I'm saying, weak ass 1-2 or straight overhand, whatever. But that's possibility. That's always a possibility with everybody. That's a puncher's chance. Possibility 2 is it's a work, and you know what I'm saying, man, you know what I'm saying, saw that big old $500 million cushion, I laid on it. You heard? Do I blame him for that? Not really, because I'm like, what is this event even considered? Like, is it an exhibition? I think it's exhibition. It would be considered an exhibition, right? So it was like an entertainment exhibition. So who gives like he's not a legitimate fighter. I don't think it goes on his. I guess it goes on his boxing record. Well, neither one of them is a professional boxer.
Well, technically, yeah, I would.
So it doesn't even go. They don't have a boxing record for it to go on, I guess.
But they do have. I guess they have like the little record, and they're counting it as like Ben Askren is now 19-3, and Jake Paul is 3-0. That's what they're like technically. We know this nigga street record. Exactly.
Well, I mean that it is what it is. I mean, he could always fall back and say, I'm a wrestling MMA fighter. It's a little bit different than boxing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a puncher's chance. He may, like I said, in the first option, he may have got caught, whereas I don't think that probably is the more realistic one. Like I said, the option after that is my man, you know what I'm saying? He laid on that cushion because they also got some of the revenue, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, from pay-per-views and shit.
That motherfucker brought like 80 million, something like that in, so he was eating good.
And it's just like, bruh, with Jake Paul, why are you challenging all of these MMA fighters and not pro boxers? That's my question.
2 boxing matches? That's weird, right? That's interesting that you would do that.
Why are you like? I understand they're still
like
fighters.
You're handicapping them from fighting in their actual style.
Well, he did handicap him because supposedly him and I think this is fake, but Jake Paul, they're supposed to have a wrestling match afterwards.
Okay, interesting. Jake Paul also, I think, had a.
He was used to, him and his brother. They did high school.
Okay.
And they were D1.
Well,
not D1, but they were like varsity, I think.
The other option was with that information, because the other option with what Ben was doing, which I think option 3, which I'm just leaving at 3, was he may or may not have laid down. This may or may not have been called in the back, or he may have just been, you know what I'm saying, he may have legitimately got caught and was, you know, doing his thing because he popped right back up. But the ref could have stopped it. Like, the event could have, like, on some Montreal screw job type shit, could have just been like, yo, and that's game. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got him. That's all we needed.
You think so?
Like, they could have just been waiting. Like, it could have been like I said, it could have been called, but it could have been on some shit where, like, yo,
I mean,
let's get it. Yep.
It was a little weird, bro. Like you said, he popped right back up. He walked to him. Like you said, he even had, I think they said he had like 6 or 7 seconds from like Paul trying to run up on him and shit like that.
Exactly. And the some shit where the ref, you know what I'm saying, the ref grabbed him like, yo, it's cool, baby. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, like, yo, it's okay. Like, yeah. Yeah. Just go ahead. You still getting paid.
It's over.
He's
like, yo, what are you doing? I'm good. No, it's over.
So you said you want to buy 36 mats for your gym?
Yeah, 36.
Just get that. Yeah, go ahead. Just think about gym, baby.
Yeah, he like, yo, I'm getting the 20,000 just to ref this. So, you know, come on.
You know what I'm saying? Come on now, like, hurry up. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's interesting in matches like that when it's not like an actual professional bout, and I think that, like, don't get me wrong, I think it's hard because obviously you're getting in the ring or whatever you're doing, you're fighting, so it's hard. But I feel like it's still for a payday, to the point where you are win or lose, you know you're gonna still get some paper, so you don't care.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Option 2.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, of course. Why not? Like, at this point, like, why not?
You,
let Jake Paul. Why not let the big bad wolf win while you still get a check?
You hyping him up.
It's not like he gets like $200 million more than you or some shit like that if he wins or loses. Whoever wins, it should be like he got maybe like $1 million or $2 million more than you.
I think overall, just because of the name value too, you gotta think. Yeah.
That shit's ridiculous, bro.
It's ridiculous. This is the world we live in. Shout out to you, man, Pete Davidson, for really kind of driving that whole point home. Like, yo, you can literally, if you have enough money, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can be whoever the fuck you want in the eyes of the people, apparently.
Facts.
But not the real.
Shouts out when people feel like Philip DeFranco, your man Philip DeFranco, called that shit out and just knew and saw what that shit was for what it was. You know what I'm saying? People know that shit was a finesse.
Yeah. I was hoping, like, because everybody knows deep down what it is. Like, yo, we see this person that Jake Paul is, or at least the character that he portrays for money. And we that shit is a heel. We want that motherfucker knocked the fuck out. But
you got me thinking on some pro wrestling shit though now. Like on some like professional wrestling shit. I wonder if it's on some like, you know, you literally watch so much for the heel to lose, right? Mm-hmm. You watch every week just to make sure he loses, and you're like, damn, he didn't lose. Gotta watch next week to see if he loses.
Who's gonna beat him?
I wonder if they're doing the same shit like that with, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's a time-honored formula. Y'all play with wrestling if you want to. But
oh, bro, this nigga challenged, not to interrupt, this nigga challenged like real professionals, and it's like, yo, why don't you challenge? DC said, why don't you challenge Luke Reinhardt, I think it's
Luke Rockhold.
Thank you. Why don't you challenge him, who has obviously more of a stand-up background versus an actual wrestler?
Or why don't you challenge a boxer?
That's my biggest thing. Challenge a boxer. If you win the box, challenge a boxer. All these people who have actually accepted your challenge, who are in your weight class, who you have said no to.
I will say he done some wild like hot boy shit like Conor McGregor, but that's the one that's like, man, I can see niggas like that.
I
like,
can see him fighting Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor has had a boxing match.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
and
can
can kind of, I feel like can kind of get back in the logistics of boxing.
True.
It's just with like you're in the when you're in the. It's just different. It's like, okay, like for instance, rest in peace to the main man, Kimbo. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta think from his standpoint, he's a street fighter.
Yep.
Then you put him into a type of fighting where it's not only just wrestling and like street fighting, like you know what I'm saying, but you got niggas who doing like kicks. These niggas is jumping off the fence and wrapping you up.
They you know what I'm saying, they put you in the Carolina crawfish. They make you suck your thumb.
You know what I'm saying? They fucking like wrapping their legs around you, just like, yo, Kimbo, I'm a big fan of you. While they putting you to sleep, like that's That's like, yo, what the fuck? And then you got boxing where it's like, yo, you know that a nigga not gonna kick you. Mm-hmm. You know, if a nigga holds you, he not gonna put you out and drop you to the ground. You know what I mean? Y'all might do some clinch punches or some shit like that. Right. It's jabs, straights, hooks, haymakers, uppercuts. You know what I'm saying? Overhands, shit like that. Like, yeah, that's why I always call it overhands. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's haymakers, bro. You know you about to knock a nigga out.
That's the when you create the character on fight night. That's
and you make sure you get the shit. That shit costs the most. Yeah. You know what I mean? You definitely buy that. You spend all your money on it. But you just know what you're getting into, and you know it's the technicality of the game. You know the game, you know you it's a stamina game for the first 3 to 4 rounds. You filling out your opponent. You know what I mean? Your 5 to 6, maybe even the 7th round. You trying to go all out. You try to see what you can do for a knockout. If not, then you know that your next like 7 or 8 to 10 rounds, you're just kind of just like at this point trying to put points on the board, and then you know that if 11 to 12 you're losing, you need to knock this thing out. Like, you know what I'm saying, the boxing strategy and shit. You know what I'm saying? But then when you're in MMA, bro, you so used to like, yo, you can do anything. The only thing you can't do is like knee somebody when they're on the ground, like to their face, kick somebody when they're on the ground if you're standing up or some shit like that. Like, other than that, it's pretty much you
like
can't. Like if somebody's on the ground, yeah, you can't kick them like if you're standing right. Yeah, you as they're standing.
Once it depends on how many like points you have on like points of contact. I mean, as far as like hands and knees and feet on the ground, all that kind of stuff, and it varies depending on promotion, but essentially, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, but you know, like there's different. I don't know. You just expect somebody who fights all out, and then you're expecting him to just take all of that shit down and just be a straight boxer. Like, that's not. I don't know. That's not fair.
Well, as far as that matchup too, I already kind of knew what it was because like, all right, first off, he's never really unleashed his hands like that, and when he has, it hasn't been like the most like amazing display of boxing in MMA or anything. He's extremely good like funk wrestler. That's why it's called Funky Ben Askren. Funk wrestling is a type of like counter wrestling essentially, and scramble oriented wrestling that takes place in, you know, it just describes that in folk style, freestyle, Greco, all that kind of stuff. And he kind of applied that to his MMA stuff. So he would, you know, wrestle people into positions that they had no idea where they were and what they were doing, and then he would apply striking. So it's like, that's when you take that aspect out of it, his striking, I was curious to, I was like, I was hoping this nigga was working with Jesus or somebody. You know what I mean? To take that shit into the next dimension or something, where he had like next level hidden grappling, like striking. Damn. Because I wanted him to at least, you know what I'm saying, work him a little bit. Like I figured it would be a finesse, but at least like, yo, give him 1-2, show him it's real.
Yeah, do some shit like that.
All right, nigga, now you can knock me out. Let's go home. I just wanted to fucking bust your nose real quick and let you see what it feels like, and then you know what I mean? And take it on home. Bruh. Let you know how if you fuck around out here with somebody for real, or you fucking me for real backstage, I can actually knock your ass out. I was just playing out here.
Facts. Man, speaking of fucking with people that you're not supposed to. Like, I don't know if you've been keeping up with, been hearing about what's been going on with this Ep.4 situation. Man, shit's wild.
Bruh. That shit is so crazy because I had no idea who he was. And
I didn't know, bro.
Every idea who he was.
So one of the you know what I'm saying? One of the homies is a football fanatic. So I know of him through that, but he's not an Eagles fan. But like, so we just hear of him and shit like that. But when I saw it was him, I was like, what in the fuck did this nigga do? Like, and supposedly, bro, it's not the first time that he's been caught up. Like, he's been had some shit. Yeah, he's been had some shit before. And then he made like a troll. He tried to come out and say like, yo, I'm trolling. This never happened. And stuff like that. So for people who don't know the situation while we're talking about it, Ep.4, which is Eat That Poussoir 445.
This nigga,
that's what that means.
You did it. Like, this nigga eat everyday pedophile. Well,
he was talking to a 13 year old, but the person who was like scamming him, not scamming, but was the decoy, was saying they were 14. He mistook them for being 13, and they just ran with being 13. Okay, so pretty much what happened was he was talking to underage girls. This girl hit them up on his Instagram. Because obviously they have heard times where he has done this before. This was about 8 months ago when this has happened. So he tried to say this was all a troll. Nothing ever happened. He was joking, okay? So this girl who's pretending to be 14 hits him up on Instagram. He talks to her. They exchange numbers. This shit just goes fucking nasty, haywire shit from hell right here, bro. I mean, it's disgusting, bro. This man is older than us, if not our age, okay? Which I'm pretty sure he's older than us. And he's talking to a 13-year-old. And he's not like, I mean, bro, he's calling her baby girl, talking about, like, I want to see you, talking about, like, taking her virginity, loving her body, like, you want to throw her in the backseat of the car and tie her up, you want to, like...
Women's, like, a little cream puff.
Yeah, like, you want to, like, it's so much, it's so wild, like, just to go through and watch that entire text thread video of just the text messages themselves, not even seeing the pictures, but knowing what was sent.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Like, it hurts. And the way they caught him was they invited him to see the girl, and he said yeah. And when he pulled up, his excuse was that she was offering him a cupcake. This man was coming for a cupcake. That was what he was doing. He was going over there for a cupcake.
Damn.
He was gonna get a cupcake.
Your big ass bad at lying.
Bruh.
That's crazy.
And like, the man, you can just see his demeanor in the video. Like, from him talking like, yo, yeah, this is not gonna be that serious, to, oh, they really have everything from me. He admitted that this is not the first time he's done this. It's not the first time that he's thought about females. He even like asked them like, yo, why do you do this? He's like, come on, man, you know why. He's like, no, I don't know why. Why? What are you doing? He's like, because I like their like underage bodies. Like, he likes that type of. He just likes their undeveloped bodies and shit. He's like, yo, what? He's like, and they asked him like, yo, so what about it? Like, so you wouldn't do this to a 12-year-old? He's like, no, that's disgusting. But a 13-year-old isn't that bad. Like, bro, it's just like, I don't know if this man is just fucked up or if he got something wrong in the head. You know what I mean? It's got to be, right.
It's got to be a little bit of both. That shit is so crazy, bro. Shout out to you on your fucking Damien Darkblood shit. You'll get that reference when you watch Invincible. Because I did not want to roll up my sleeves and dig deep into fucking what the fuck was going on, just off of like the fact that I had no idea who this nigga was. I was on World Star. Now look on there and I see like the beginnings of this whole saga. And then like the next day, some more shit. And the next day, and every day it's like considerably worse shit. Such that like, yo, it's like him getting caught, and then his response video the next day. And then the next day, it's like the shorty responding to his response video, and it's the one who looks like she's like a decoy shorty, but it wasn't the one who decoyed him. She was just going through the shit, and just looking at her, and I was like, looking at him, and I was like, yeah, if y'all are the niggas that going after niggas like that, y'all got him. He did this shit. And then after that, seeing him actually get confronted by the people was like, yo, bruh, I could only get so far into each of them before I was like, damn, like this is really fucked up. Like this is really sick, bro. Like
you know, the only reason why I even like dug deep into it is because when I was watching another YouTuber who was reacting to that, and was just like how disgusting it was and how YouTube is supposed to be a safe place for the children. And to my response for you who made that video, YouTube has never been safe for the children. Let's be 100% honest.
Yeah, it's always been a wild way.
It's exactly. I clicked on the video and I decided to watch it. And when I was watching it, something just didn't sit right with me by the way how they were straight up attacking this like, man, like, don't get me wrong, like,
talking about when he was confronted.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind them doing it because he fucking deserves it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, he
like
does.
110% he fucking deserves it. But it's just something about their energy and how they were acting and what they were saying to him and how they were like belittling him. Don't get me wrong, he needs to be, everything happened and we need that, but
your spidey senses was tingling.
my spidey senses was tingling, bro. My black spidey, my Miles Morales senses was tingling. Matter of fact,
your fucking your Panther senses.
Come to find out, the guy who was like the main guy, not the guy who was trying to play bad cop with the mask on his face, the guy with the beard.
Yeah, that nigga was weird too, bro. I'm like, this always
the mask on his face, yeah, right? To feel like you the bad cop, like, bro, shut up, you can get thrown over this fence.
I mean,
this brick wall, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But exactly, but the dude is racist. The dude with the beard, he's racist. He's been
like
he's straight racist, man. About 2019, he's heard on a video where somebody, I guess, commented on him. He was responding back to him like, "Oh, I guess you're black." Called them the N-word with the hard R.
Damn.
Proceeded to say other things about it, and then when confronted 2 years later, aka recently, since it's been brought up about it, he was like, "Yeah, man, that's me. That's an old clip. Like, you just admit this shit."
We got racists over here storming the White House, exposing ex-beloved black YouTubers, apparently. Shit. Fuck both of them, to be honest with you.
But what I wanted to do is I wanted to look up some of his other videos, because a lot of his other videos have, like, they're white people. And I'm interested to see how he treats them versus how
he treated.
But I was wondering,
interesting comparison, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was wondering if just because they supposedly quote unquote looked up to him and watched his videos, if they felt some type of way.
They're super upset.
You know what I'm saying? Or if it was really just like, yo, it's a black man, we about to destroy him. You know what I mean? Yo, that's definitely something you gotta investigate. You gotta get back in your Damien Darkblood shit, bro. I'm telling you, I need to watch the Invisible too.
I'm very curious. Isn't that crazy how that shit breaks down? It goes back to the age-old argument. One of the, I guess, the philosophical arguments that will always power the mothership. One of the reasons why we hover over this planet. Mm-hmm. Can you separate the art from the artist? Mm. That's the overall. So people who felt some type of, especially the homie, like, I wonder how the fuck he, like, how that feels to know that, yo, I really fucking vibe with the shit that this person made, and it turns out he's one of the most vile type of people, or at least is suffering for some. Because I struggle with the question you asked me before of, is it like, are you just a sick person, or is it just like something wrong with you? And I don't know, like, I'm not sure. I think it had maybe some type of intersection of the two, like, because it's like, they say there's people that have something that feel that same way but never act on it. But I don't know. We'll have to see. That saga continues, bruh. Just like another saga that it is near and dear to us, because it's centered here. Mm-hmm. You remember a little while ago, the Relentless, which used to be Redemption, massive mega church in the area, changed hands, and it was a whole debacle.
Oh, was it hip hop pastor?
You mean John Gray in the building? Mm-hmm. They recently, the church that is now Relentless, has I believe it's moving to Atlanta, or has purchased a facility in Atlanta. Now, I don't know if we're going back to the satellite campus days. I don't think that's really a possibility because of the larger thought that I'm about to ask you. But yeah, it could be that the whole church is moving out that way.
So you think that he's taking the Relentless whole brand?
Relentless is on the road. He's like, you know what? Fuck all the bullshit
that he caused.
Yeah, that is a major part of
that he caused. Let's go ahead and make sure that's known.
You know, I really want to know. Like, I now need to get on my detective shit and find out like really, really, really like every detail. Like, I wish like the court cases, all that shit, look through documents and shit.
Shit, we need to find out if he ever took cooking classes for his son, or if they still eat Domino's and pizza rolls and DiGiorno's and shit. Like, that's what I just want to know. But hey, could be wrong, man. You know
it's not your delivery, it's DiGiorno's. But the reason why I brought that up is we'll get into that whole saga later on, because that's some stories in and of itself. The reason why I brought that up is because it brings up a larger like trend that was kind of something that was pointed up about the times that we're in now, about like it being the age of Aquarius, and spirituality is changing because church, for the first and I guess the only time in my memory, bruh, had to be mandatorily closed for just about everybody. Though, you know what I'm saying, niggas around the Bible Belt weren't having that, because, you know, the Bible Belt holds up a pistol. Nigga,
they for real though.
You know what I'm saying? Not playing.
Bruh, that was a good analogy. But these niggas is really out here doing prohibition Bible churches. I mean Bible services. You know what I'm saying?
Right out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
I'm saying like,
would Jesus have wanted this, y'all? Like, really think about it. But no, so like spirituality is changing. People's third eyes are opening, so they say, such that a lot of new age things are coming back in focus. A lot of trains of thought are changing. People are branching away from the church. Like, I know that there was a lot of expansion with digital churches like Relentless and stuff like that, but the lack of being able to physically get in there, because like I said, I can't think of a time when church has been like, you can't get up in there for at least a week or two. Yeah. Though I know like natural disasters and stuff like that, we haven't, for that church in question and different churches in the area, that hasn't really been a thing except till now. Do you feel as though that's the case, that spirituality, the concept is changing, our consciousness is changing, or the cutoff from going to church had any effect, and just that whole kind of vibe, I guess?
I think that it was happening before they cut off of going to church. I feel like people were starting to, with this new age of TikTok and YouTube and all this stuff, people are starting to explore and figure out things and try to dive into things that they don't exactly know 100% things about. They want to know, they think they know, and they just want to...
Curiosity?
Exactly. Well, I think it's curiosity, and I think it's popularity as well. There's stuff that's going on, and they're just like, yo, I want to be a part of that, and let me see how that works for me. And they're like, oh, well, it's working for this person, so it has to work for me. But I mean, instead of actually doing their research and like figuring out things like themselves, they just look at TikTok and YouTube, and then like they make their own decisions from other people. So now you got that going on, but then the Rona hits, church is closed. So now it's, I wouldn't want to say it's an excuse. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's an excuse, but it's now like you don't have to feel bad about your parents, or as like being a young person with TikTok, your parents telling you like, yo, you need to go to church because you can't go to church. So now you're able to do more, and you're looking up stuff, and you're doing all this, and you're diving deeper into stuff because you know what I'm saying? And now that churches are starting to open up, I can see why places are having kind of trouble like filling up. I feel like people felt like it was a chore to go. You know what I'm saying? Damn. And then now that it was closed, it's like, yo, that chore is gone. So now like, so think about it like this. If you had to like wash dishes every fucking day when you were young, every fucking day, okay? And then all of a sudden the folks come in with a brand new dishwasher. You like, I ain't about to wash a single dish again. I'm just gonna load this up, take it out. Look, I got it. I'll do this. And then your parents still tell you like, hey, yo, wash them dishes. Like, we need to, like, say, wash some dishes. And you like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to, like, that's...
Bruh, that's the realest shit. That's at home, bruh. A nigga has not used a washing machine or a dishwasher until I moved out, bruh. I did not know how to use that bitch at first.
Bruh, when I got my first apartment, that's, and, like, Shorty started telling me, like, yo, use a dishwasher.
You like, what?
I was like, use a dishwasher. Like, I felt like, I was like, yo, you were disrespectful to my heritage, bitch. Like, I'm like, where my shoe at?
Dishwasher, that's for the lazy people.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, start speaking like your parents and shit. Like, what? Like, start throwing the water bill and shit. Like, yo, when you think about the price, like, what are you doing here, buddy?
How dare you?
But it's kind of like on some shit like that, where it's like, I don't know, like, they feel like they're not obliged to do it, so they don't feel like they have to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of how it is.
So, for what you said, it seems to be like people's relationship with church specifically was almost like that of a chore, such that when coronavirus came through, it was like, okay, you don't have to go to that shit no more. Niggas are now like, well, since I'm used to not going to that shit anyway,
I'm just not gonna go back.
Got going to it because I don't want to wash the dishes. Who likes washing dishes? Yeah, I mean, it sucks to say it in a way. Like, a lot of church became that for a lot of people, and I don't know. I think that is in and of itself a good thing, because when it comes down to it, I don't know if it's a beneficial thing for any religion that you're a part of the worship becomes a chore for you. So I think that the fact that people, like you said, didn't have to do it, and the fact that there you had a lot of time and time away from it, specifically if you wanted to do it, because, you know, some people like going to church, you know what I'm saying? But I think people's, especially off this coronavirus shit and the shit we came through, like you said, maybe it was from before too. Consciousness was just rising such that that it sparked that curiosity, and it helped all of these, like, I feel like evolutionary things, like in a spiritual sense. And I'm sure that some churches still packing out and all this kind of stuff. And eventually, when people, I think maybe the weirdness from coronavirus too, bro.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there. So it's very interesting. I see the shit very interesting for people. You know what I mean?
You know, it's interesting that you say it that way, because I feel like, yo, you know what I'm saying, double dragon shit, flip side of that coin. I feel like in the same way, people are waking up to what the concept of going to church was and what it meant. You know, certain people having to figure out ways to get around it with digital churches, all that kind of stuff. But in the fundamental sense of, like, yo, what is, like, existential shit? What is existence? What is, like, my relationship to God or whatever deity I'm into? What is the spirituality and stuff like that? And I do agree with you. I feel like, yo, pop spirituality did become a thing because it was easy. I think it filled that void of some people need, like, shit to be brought in front of them. But it's a mess,
bro. Think about when we were younger, everybody was. It's not to say, like, I don't want to say like this, but it's like everybody was Christian, so it was like, I guess it was. I don't want to say it's easy because, like, I don't want to say like our families did it like that, but it's like, I guess it was easier to be Christian. So it's like now with, like, you got, say you just watch this influencer on TikTok, and then you got 100 people that's doing this with, like, the same videos on whatever the page that shows everything that's connected to people and shit like that. That's all you see. So eventually you're gonna be like, yo, let me look up this book and figure out, like, what the fuck, like, how in the fuck Houdini cut himself, and now I'm about to be a magician, and like you, like, I don't, like, you see what I'm saying?
Songs about magic. Yeah. I fuck with you. I understand where you're coming from. I think from the way I see it, my perspective is around these parts specifically. I think it was easy to be a Christian because, like, that was, like you said, a lot of people's upbringing, for the better or for the worse, because there are good and bad Christians, and we definitely were raised around them. And I think that tempers good Christians. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. The point is, I think that was easier because it was more of a familial thing, and you had people, not just throughout the community, but in your family that could show you the way, teach you the way, and, like, church was a very integral part of upbringing. especially mine. I know you was in the church, but I definitely with my father's side of the family, like in the church, like traveling to go to different churches with my grandmother because she sang on choirs and different things like that. I do know the problem is like, TikTok and stuff like that, it seems to be like a good gateway to shit, but you gotta do the math still, and you niggas is not doing the math.
Facts.
And, but some people are, so, and that's what I'm hoping that it's more often than not, and that just raises the frequency higher, and, you know what I'm saying, eventually we get to where we need to be.
Facts,
maybe we can land this motherfucker.
Speaking of landing motherfuckers.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I think it's time for the story time.
Yes, sir.
So,
sponsored by
Thieves for motherfucking school breakfast. I mean that school breakfast like the square pizza with the sausage on it. You know, remember that shit for you as a vegetarian, vegan in these worlds. You know what I mean?
They may or may not hit, but I will not go on record as a vegetarian and say those square ass rectangular sausage pizzas hit.
Bro, those shits was hit.
At breakfast time.
So we used to like back in the day going to middle school, we used to like ride the bus. But sometimes like people get like dropped off and shit like that. And you know what I mean? You get dropped off early, whatever. Mm-hmm. So this particular time we was riding the bus. So the homies would get there. We all like, you know what I mean? We all niggas. We all like play the games out in the like little foyer and shit.
What age are we at this time?
Like this is about like 6th grade. So this is about like 13. You know what I mean? 13, 14, possibly, and shit like that. Maybe like, about 13, 14. So,
a young, flexible age. So then these, okay.
So, we play the games, right? You play football, you talking shit. You playing handball, you talking shit. You playing that fake ass baseball for like a nigga literally, like y'all don't know how much a middle school don't care about you.
Okay. When
they see you playing baseball with your hands. Like, I don't know if you...
baseball with your hands?
like I'm telling you, bro, we didn't have a bat. So it would be like, so we had like a nigga would bring like a little hacky sack, ball, like kind of like thing, right? So it's bouncy, but it's like, you know what I mean? But you can still do the hacky sack shit. So what we do is like, you would throw that, and then niggas would use their hand and use that as like a little bat. And so you can boop and knock that shit out, and the niggas would run to go get that out.
Y'all niggas over playing modified handball and shit.
Hey, bro, we do that. Like, niggas would break a football, we play football, where we had to do what we had to do.
That's real nigga ingenuity, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
And then the school did not give a fuck. They was like, look at this nigga. He hit him with his hand.
You know who run too. That nigga gonna be something. Give him a bat. Give him a bat.
Give him the bat.
No. Hey, now bring it back when you get done with it.
You the only one that can use the job.
So we playing all these sports and shit, right? So I don't know if you ever had this. I know we went to school together.
Wait, hold up. This was right off of the bus terminal too. Yep. So this was on the brick wall and shit that y'all was playing in like the grass.
Yep.
Next to the bus, like.
Yep. So and like kind of in the front and shit like that.
Damn.
They made us walk around.
Damn.
So like while all the bus dropped off. So like we were playing the auditorium door was right there. That grass, all of these like shits right here and stuff, like the concrete and stuff. That's what we played. Hit the wall ball right here.
Yeah, bro. They was doing us bad.
So we playing the game. You know what I mean? Every game, you always got that one person who just talks shit. And it's like, not that they talk shit and they good, and so they can talk shit. Talking shit just like, like, I'm the best of this shit, and then talk shit when they lose. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Like,
y'all little niggas is the reason why I lost. I can't put the whole team on my back.
Exactly. When this nigga didn't have no hits. Like, nigga, your hand sucks. Like,
your hand came up.
So he just like talks his shit every day, bro. This goes on for about about a week and a half. Okay. So the game today, when this shit started, okay, we are playing
hood handball.
Football. No, actually, I wish we were playing hood handball. We were playing football today. Okay. So he's on the opposite team. It's me and the homie that's serving these for breakfast. Me and the homie on the same team. we doing our thing. We all winning. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we don't give a fuck what y'all got, nigga. We don't give a fuck, nigga. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, just like it's 7 o'clock in the morning for y'all, nigga. Early. Nigga, we here, nigga. What's up? You know what I mean? So he starts talking shit.
Your bitch ass up.
So I should have alluded to this, that the nigga who was talking shit was a white dude.
Oh.
Okay. And my homie, we was all like, it was predominantly black. So it was by him. It was this one white dude who was with, like, you can tell he was raised in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So like we really fuck with him.
So that he was the hood white dude?
No, it was just the one who I'm talking about. He was fucking with us, but the one who was talking shit was his cousin. And you can tell he wasn't raised the same way. He really had the hood pass. And he just felt like he could just say what the fuck he wanted to say. Ooh. He not had the hood pass at all. Neither of them had the hood pass to say nigga, but like he had the hood pass to like just fuck with us.
Yeah, he could play hood handball.
But the other dude was like, yo, you can fuck with us just because that's your cousin. Like, you know what I'm saying? You family, you ain't got no, like, we can't just tell you no, it's type shit like that.
Prove yourself, my nigga.
You know what I'm saying? You horrible, but he just talk shit. So like, yo, it gets to the point where yo, we just don't give a fuck. So we stop the game. And we go to the dude like, hey yo man, you gotta tell your little cousin like, yo, you gotta shut all that shit, talking that shit, you gotta stop. So he goes over there and he tells him.
What the fuck was he saying, bro?
He was like just pretty much talking shit like, yo,
y'all niggas.
No, he hadn't said that yet. My fault. He hadn't said that yet.
Oh,
he just exactly
the plot thickens.
Exactly. I'm telling you, bro. So he's like just like, yo, y'all suck, y'all asses and stuff like that. But we winning. We were like, yo, shut up. Like, bro, shut up.
Are y'all
like,
demolishing them too?
Yes.
Bad? Oh.
Yes, we're winning. Like, yo, bro, go tell them shut up, bro. Like, for real, you don't want us to have to jump on them, bro. Like, don't do that. So we tell them that shit. So boom, it gets to a point where homie who's serving these breakfast, his cousin on me, the hood white dude on me. Okay, cousin over here lined up needs for breakfast, nigga. Hike. Ball goes up. I go for a block. Okay? Doing some block real shit. I push the dude out the way. I go and I'm acting like I'm about to do a route. He runs past me, the hood white dude. And the way homie runs, he runs to the left real quick. So he's on the left side, he runs to the right real quick. Mm-hmm. So where I run to the left. So I put like a little screen. So I push the cousin dude down. Okay? Dude. Little homie get the ball, go in, we get a touchdown. Okay? He gets up. That was some pussy ass shit. He keeps on talking. And shit. So now it's their turn. So now they on offense. Okay? He's still talking that shit. Watch what I'm about to do to y'all. Y'all pussies. Watch what I'm about to do to y'all. Ball gets hyped. Goes up for the ball. Dude's guarding him. Stops him. Okay? Then he starts talking shit. He wants the little homie to be on him. He's like, yo, put him on me then. Gets on him. Hi. He goes up there. Little homie takes the ball from him. Runs it down here.
Ooh, how you feel?
First thing
how
comes
you
out of
feel?
This nigga cheated. He pushed me.
Oh.
He's a hoe. He cheated. We were like, whoa, what?
Flag on the play.
Everybody was like, wait, what did he say, nigga? Like, what? You said what?
Nigga, people open the windows, people head started packing out.
Like, niggas on the bus, like, hear this shit, like, yo, what did he say? Like,
niggas came down off the top of the roof.
The janitor was over here sweeping, like,
huh?
What did you say?
Was that young man?
So he just talking this shit, and we over here like, yo, you chill out, like, you wildin', bro. He keeps on saying nigga.
Whoa.
So he gets into little homie's face. It's like, yo, you push me. Say you push me. You know what I mean? We were a grade older than him, so he just felt like he was bigger than the little homie, so he felt like he could do what he had to do. You push me. Say you push me. Say you push me. This is happening. He was like trying to explain. You push me like this. He went to go push him. Little homie did, like, I don't know, bro. Little homie must have been watching like some wrestling, jiu-jitsu classes or something. Little homie like did some shit, did the self-defense female chick. I'm telling you, bro. He put his hand.
That's my turn.
He put his hand up when he went to go push him. He put his hand up, blocked his shit. And when I say that the dude's hands was open like he was about to give himself to Jesus.
Oh shit,
bro! Little homie put his hands around the nigga neck and cuffed it. And when I say this nigga, bro, it's DiGiorno's, bro. I'm telling you, when I say this nigga delivered this nigga a rising crust, bro, this nigga pulled this nigga down. to his right, bro. Boom, boom, boom,
damn,
boom, 4 good knees. This nigga, and the thing is, bro, I'm telling you, everybody's around this nigga watching this shit, and we just like, exactly, bro. It's like the we just all just shaking like, yo, why you doing it? Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know what's even worse? Bro, the hood white nigga, his cousins over there with us like, what is that? Like, hey, well, we like, yo, we looking at him like, yo, you don't want to jump in. Like, I'm looking at him like, yo, that's my homie, that's my brother. So if you touch him, I'm touching you.
He look back at y'all like, white boy tried, but not challenged today.
We leave that shit alone. He needs to learn the lesson. But I'm telling you, boom, 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 let him go. Bruh, it's on set. You know that song that more memory? Bruh, this nigga, he let his head go in slow motion. And when you, like, bruh, I promise you, when this man's head leaned back, you can just see the blood already leaking. Like, it was like gravity stopped his shit. And it was leaking and he just went back. Little homie went back. You know this shit, like, I always, when somebody get knocked out, you know in the wood, when the nigga get knocked out by Stacy, he's like, yo, I looked at the sky for the first time, those was birds, that shit was beautiful. Oh, that's just Stacy. It's just Stacy, look like, bro, he put his head back, I promise you, dude, looked up at the sky, was like, damn, the sky actually beautiful. Nah, he saw 2 hands go back around his neck,
oh shit,
pull him back down, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the left knee.
Damn.
And let him go. And when he let him go, I mean, at this point, not just one nostril, both nostrils were just leaking, bro.
Damn.
Leaking.
Punished him.
Man's went back and just blood just dripping down on his face, on his shirt. And when I say this man fell in slow motion to hit the ground, it just hit the ground and just boom. It was just down. And we just looked at this nigga like, like, yo, you knocked him out, but it was, you know, it was like on some fuck, what's the shit with Ralphie, This Christmas, no, not This Christmas. That's with Chris Brown and shit. Fucking A Christmas Carol, Christmas Story. Where it was like the nigga got his tongue stuck to the pole, and then the bell rang and everybody just left. Bruh, I promise you, I shit you not. The bell rang, and when the bell rang, we all just like, alright, let's go. Even his cousin was right behind us walking in the doors, bro.
Y'all stepping over this nigga and shit.
This nigga just on the ground, bro. I promise you, it got to the point, that's how long it took the administrators to find this nigga. Me and homie went inside, got in the line. We talked about this nigga like he was a hood celebrity. Got breakfast pizza, sat down, ate the whole shit, drunk our milk, stood back up. We celebrate this nigga walking down the hallway, and before he get in the class, they like step on the shoulder like, hey, yo, go ahead and come with me real quick. Nigga, that whole shit was like it had to be an hour.
He was still laid out and shit.
Bro, the question is like, yo, how long did you lay there before they found you, bro? And I know they had to take you to the nurse's office before you got like they got a description and shit like that from you, bro. Like,
who shot you,
bro? Who, like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, it was this nigga. No, like, yo, they like, yo, Sonny, like your nose is fucked up. You know, that's back in the day. You had to put a tampon in your nose, type shit.
You had a double tampon. Shit. Damn,
bruh.
That's what you get.
Hey man, more of the story is, if you can't play sports and you can't hang with niggas, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Listen,
you know what I mean?
Shut the fuck up sometimes. Do you think that justice was served?
Hell yeah, he got what the fuck he deserved.
Yeah, the fuck he deserved.
Hell yeah, that nigga got a double dose of 4 knees to the motherfucking nose, nigga. Hell yeah, nigga, don't be saying out here saying nigga, especially like, yo, if you know you suck at the sport, you know you surrounded by niggas, like, yo, shut the fuck up. You don't have no fucking like rank in this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Like, if he wasn't at least trash, I feel like he would have only needed him 4 times. Like, if he was like out there swagging on y'all and then said nigga, a little bit more respect. But nah, he got what he deserved. We'll serve up knees for breakfast.
You know what I'm saying? Knees for fucking breakfast, bro. Knees for fucking breakfast. Then we went and ate breakfast before this nigga got. At least they let him eat. You know what I'm saying? They took the little homie down the road for a little bit. Now they did
I'm about to say, man, hey, we worried about
AKA to suspension. You know what I'm saying?
He was changed ever since that day. Institutionalized, my nigga. Yeah,
This nigga came back with a teardrop and said, yeah, man, I took a life. They said he was never the same. I don't know why he's Mexican now.
Well, at this point, I'm worried about this nigga turning into Ep.4. So, yeah, I'll tell you Mexican over there.
Oh, I gotta take that back because everybody whatever the fuck we talking about.
Oh!
Yeah.
We don't select that. Yo, speaking of justice, I'm gonna hit you with a harder one.
Okay.
Do you feel like with the recent closing, or I guess ending of the trial for George Floyd, do you feel like justice has been served?
Bruh, I feel like if he gets a decent time, then yes, it has been served. But the fact that he was charged is a big step. The fact there was accountability is a big step, bro. And it is beautiful, bro. Yeah. It is fucking beautiful that he is going to be known as a murderer, because that's what the fuck he is. He's not getting off. You ain't going home. They denied your bond. Nigga, you about to go to GP right now and wait for 8 weeks, nigga, until you get your sentencing. And it says it's a mandatory 40 years, okay? But let's be realistic. I think you and I talked about this a little bit earlier.
It's a okay.
They say it's this for third degree murders in Minnesota. It's supposed to be 40 years. So let's be realistic. He's white.
Yep.
He was an officer.
Yep.
He probably has a clean record. Let's be honest. Or if not, if he doesn't have a clean record, he's probably has it now because of the cops, because of the feds and shit.
They've helped him out somehow.
And this is like, I mean, obviously, let's just go back to the first one again. You're white, so that's 4 things. You know what I'm saying? So they're probably going to give you a lighter sentence, not no 5-6 years that everybody's saying. Because if they do, that means he'll get out in 2 to 3, which would be fucking wild for a fucking murder. You know what I'm saying? That's just fucking.
He gets out in 2 to 3 for the. I can't remember what were the exact charges he ended up getting, because I think that will determine. Because I don't think it was murder, because the degrees of murder, I don't think they extended to what they tried to say what he did was, because it's like a there's levels to shit, like a willful murder and a malicious degree murder.
So pretty much he got a 2nd degree murder, okay?
Oh.
Unintentional killing while committing a felony, which is 10 to 15 years with a maximum of 40, which is what I was talking about. And then he got a 3rd degree murder, which is 10 to 15 years, maximum 25 years, which is perpetrating a dangerous act with a depraved mind, okay?
Ooh.
And a 2nd degree manslaughter, guilty. Negligence creating unreasonable risk, 41 to 57 months, which is about 4 years. So let's be real. The maximum that they're probably all going to give him out of everything out of that is probably the 40 years. That's the maximum.
That would be, okay, so this is optimal. His max charge is 40 years.
About 40 years. But if you add them all together, I mean, it's really like what, 65 and 4, so it's like really like fucking 69 years. But let's be real, they're not going to give him that. Yeah. They're not going to give him the 40. Yeah. They're not going to give him 50. They're not going to give him 30. They're not going to. Let's be honest.
Let's see. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. The fact that he even got charged with all of that, because, you know, niggas was at the crib. I was trying to get back here to before, but the judge literally slid back in the frame the minute I was like turning the door handle lead. So I was like, yo, let me go ahead. And I'm sure everybody's blunt paused at the exact moment the judge came back on.
Facts, because everybody's ready to put on their riot gear, nigga.
Yeah, well, sometimes you gotta. But fucking, the fact he got charged was a big step, like we said. So I think that he might see some time. It just is a matter of how much time. Now the 40, I agree with you. That's probably not gonna happen. But they might try to get him with double digits, maybe a super low double digit, maybe 12.
That's what I was gonna say. I think they're giving about 12 to 15.
12, 15.
Which he'll get out about 10 to 11, maybe even 9. But I can see him. You know what I mean, 9, 10, maybe 11. I can see that. I can see that being reasonable. Like, it's not enough, but I can see that being reasonable. You know?
So I take that to mean then that you would say, ultimately, steps were taken towards justice, towards a semblance of justice.
I think they had to be.
In this case, justice has not fully been served yet.
Yeah, in this case, justice is on the road, but it's not been served yet until we know from 8 weeks from now.
8 weeks from now is when he gets actually sentenced. Yeah, and I do agree with you. I think the factors of fucking him being a police officer, his whiteness, the possible cleanness of his record, who will all heavily not deduct the fuck out of his years, such that. But the potential though of seeing that 40 or more than 12 is possible, bro. But isn't it just uncanny and odd that at the same time as this shit happening, fucking Kaya Bryant, that whole saga unfolds, kind of illustrating a lot of the points that this case also leads to, which to me I feel like is a extreme argument for defunding the police, which I'll explain what exactly I mean by that in a second. But how do you feel about that? Isn't that just a strange, like, in the same, isn't it in the same vicinity, like pretty close, if I'm not mistaken?
No, it's in Ohio. But it happened on the same day.
The exact same.
It's really odd. And we've had a conversation where, like, you know, police's job is to protect and serve. And when they got to that scene, I saw them obviously sneak the girl one more time. Multiple people were still trying to jump on her. And yes, she had a knife. And I think even the girl in the pink still received stab wounds, regardless of even being shot. You could have tased her and then figured out what the hell is going on. You could have deduced the situation a little bit better. There were 2 of you on the scene. Yep. You didn't have to pull out and not shoot 1 but shoot 4. And I understand the police's job is you have to shoot more than 1 because your job is to put them down. You don't shoot in the leg, you shoot arm, you shoot to kill.
They shoot, yeah.
I understand
that.
In the club. I understand that. But in that standpoint, you could have tased her. Watching the video over and over and over again, you could have tased her.
You could have tased her. You could have gotten. It didn't seem like they were very close. You could have gotten in there, like you said. I feel like that is a very key factor.
The people who are supposed to protect and serve you, protect you, and they kill you.
They kill you, and that's. I feel like I said, that to me, I can't see how you would want to change things, given what that's coming in the wake of, what also happened earlier with Dante Wright. List could go on. There's such at this point, I feel like there's damn near a Vietnam-sized war memorial of black and brown people, people of color in general, minorities in general.
Even before a scope was put on them, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I bet that shit is exponentially increased since the war on drugs, but that's a whole nother story. I don't see how the argument against not defunding the police would help in this situation, is valid given the situation, and I'll explain. Well, when I say defund the police, I think a lot of people just automatically look at the words and think that that's the entirety of what it is, when it is just hinting at a larger idea, which is defunding the actual police, yes, because they get fucking absurd amounts of money and got fucking transforming sonic war tanks and all kinds of shit like that, and they hitting you with the Call of Duty loadout for no reason at all. It means taking some of that money and investing it into communities, community services, and even fracturing the police, because I can't remember who the brother was, but I saw somebody put it to it like this, they'd be like, well, what happens when you call 911 and nobody picks up? That I say this. What happens if your shit is on fire? What do you call? 911. Who shows up? Not the police, hopefully, the fucking firemen. So maybe if you have a situation that requires somebody else to show up when you call 911, maybe it's not always the police, because let's not act like we don't have these motherfuckers out here catching dogs, and dealing with very sophisticated mental health situations that they're not trained for. So if you cut all that stuff out, when we fast forward to a situation like this that would be for the police because we have force being involved, these police would therefore be more trained and perhaps have more equipment for specific situations. So let's say we've defunded the police such that they don't have a fucking tank no more, but we've got all these
battering rams and shit. We'll go ahead.
You know, exactly, battering rams and all this shit. But we've invested in the community such that maybe the situation doesn't even happen in the jump because Makaya's fucking environment is funded such that a lot of the stresses and the socioeconomic factors that played into how this was mishandled on all sides maybe didn't even occur in the first place. Because she has equal opportunity to some of her lighter skinned peers, and so do the people around her radiating outward, as that is her area. So maybe that. But also, let's say that we've defunded the police such that that is taking place, but also there's different, when you hit 911, there's different social services that come to you that may or may not be more already invested in the community. They may be people that you see regularly, like, yo, you know, just want to let you guys know we've defunded the police. I'm part of this new social service or whatever. I'll be around. My name is such and such. I'm for the area, da da da. I grew up over there. This, that, and the third. Or you may already know this person. This, that, and third. I'm a licensed psychologist and this and that and everything. So, you know, if you see me, you'll blah, blah, blah. Also, if you have people on the spectrum and this, that, third, need any help, need this, that, please give me a call. I'll be hosting this or that. I'll be doing these things in the community. But boom, we have that going on. So all the mental health situations, then we have animal control, such that all the dogs and snakes coming out the toilet, we get them up out of there like spaghetti and throw them off into the tall grass. Now the police come into play, and they're specifically trained for this tactical situation, such that maybe he doesn't have all this fucking fear in his heart that a 15-year-old person of color with a knife is more intimidating than this person that's supposed to be trained to go into the most deadly situations in our society specifically to bring law and order to them, and maybe not death. You know what I'm saying? And it would all be funded specifically for this. And they also probably wouldn't be trained to be fucking Judge Dredd
right
amongst black people.
I agree. I think that I think everything you said is a valid point, especially like, why the fuck you need a battery ram? Why the fuck you need a tank? Why in the fuck are these communities that you're policing, that obviously you call them the red zone, don't have community leaders already set up that y'all are trying to fund or help? Why is the funding going to all of these body cams these motherfuckers happily turn off, or that you delete, or that you corrupt in the first place? Put some of that shit to dispatch and like figuring out what help you need instead of, like you said, just automatically sending police to the situation.
Exactly. And then for the people that ride the cops' dicks, if you really do actually care about the cops and not care about a proxy for abusing black people manifested in policing, you would care that the solution of that I proposed and what defunding the police means, i.e. reallocating funds, resources, training, and mentality, methodology, etc., it creates a better environment for police in like every single way. It makes their jobs safer. It makes them better trained. It would mean that they'll be better paid. It means that they'll be better taken care of. Because, you know, like, I do agree, like, yo, that at the end of the day, you are providing, in theory, or you should be providing a valuable resource to society, and you're signing up to do it. And you have to respect that if you're doing the right things. And the shit is so fucked up now that it's a system where even if you sign up to be a cop and you want to do the right things and you've got nothing but Jesus and Christmas in your heart, that shit is going to fuck you up because it's full of, you know...
full of fucked up people who don't give a fuck.
I was going to say animals that I don't eat, but, you know, it is what it is.
With you being an athlete and with you... obviously doing multiple things in your life, and you having...
It's very charitable calling me an athlete.
Nah, bro, you are. You being an athlete, you doing multiple things in your life, producing, making music. Obviously, we got a podcast and stuff like that. With just you being knowledgeable and stuff like this, and just like life, and you looking up, you feel that you can have a voice, just not just because you're an athlete, right? I mean, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's very interesting that like people like LeBron James get criticized because of his knowledge or what he posts or stuff like that.
Ooh.
So for instance, he posted accountability when Derek Chauvin, aka the murderer, was convicted. And then there was another tweet that he was like, "You're next," and we were talking about the officer with Ma'Khia Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to take it down because it was causing a whole bunch of hate, like slurs and thoughts and stuff like that. And people were saying that you were inciting stuff and you were speaking out of anger and stuff like that. And I'm just like, you know,
Whoa.
Since when can why does he have to be silenced? Like, why does he?
Yes.
What does he need to be silenced for?
Indeed, like he's a human being with a point of view and a platform.
Can he not look this shit up the same way as everybody else?
You know what I'm saying? Like it seems to be that it's because it angers them, the content of what he's saying. That's why they're very hateful towards him specifically, and not what it is that he's saying. And the fact that the defense of you're inciting hate, that's a pretty interesting defense when we have somebody else that used to be on Twitter and also the president of the United States saying things that later caused people to go inside of the Capitol. He had niggas literally in there with zip ties, rubbing actual dookie on shit. Well, I guess
that's a double entendre.
That's double entendre. Ask me how, because that's.
But you're 100% right. You know, that's stuff that people just forget. Like that he did that. They like, oh well, it's different. How?
That's inciting hate. I'm trying to.
How is it different?
It's quite a reach there to find something to be angry at. By this person's opinion on Twitter, right?
Yeah, like.
Come on, man.
Let them do it. Like this, bruh.
It's fucked up because the other day, shut up and dribble, and you know it'd be hateful as fuck if he was like, well, shut up and be a peasant. You know what I'm saying? Like
facts. Shut up and read the prompter as the news anchor.
Shut up and tell me about Moldova.
You know what I'm saying? Trade agreement. Like, man, fuck out of here, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. All in all, I just feel athlete, painter, artists in general, fucking politician, news anchor, fucking scholar, veterinarian, doctor, anybody. You should have freedom of speech and be able to say and look up and speak on whatever the fuck you want to.
Yeah.
And if it's something that affects you as a person of that skin tone, especially, why would you not be able to speak on something that could literally happen to you?
Interesting question here. Do you feel as though people of color just have more criticism for, or I guess entertain public figures is to be that kind of a catch-all of color, catch more criticism for sharing their views?
Of course.
Damn. Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Earlier, like Kobe Covington don't get fucking judged for LeBron James.
To the max. To the max. And it's crazy because these are some of the same people I bet y'all were. He was all type of a nigga when he left Cleveland.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean?
And they came back and like, oh, we love him. Let me check his D. Man.
Oh fuck, man.
Every time they hit up with this new topic, man. This new wild takes.
Oh yeah, it must have been a wild take. Must have queued it up.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's kind of dope. Must have been a wild take. That's lit. We should use that. Man, wild take is where we just go ahead and take a few minutes, touch on certain topics that we obviously want to bring up and acknowledge, but weren't, I guess, full topic worthy. So
okay.
First
like
off,
like
man,
a hot seat, like a
yeah,
rapid
you know what I'm
fire
saying, some hot seat type shit. You know what I
Cool.
mean? See how you feel about some stuff.
Let's get it.
So how you feel about the House approving a bill that would make Washington D.C. a 51st state, bro?
I think it's fire, bro. I think that and fucking Puerto Rico need to be states, Guam and all that shit. They need to figure it out. I don't think it's gonna happen though, because As usual in this country, the Republican element in our government is like, oh, brown people, ew, get that shit the fuck out of here. So we'll see.
Damn. How you feel about your nigga Nas doing a Calvin Klein commercial where this nigga literally walks in, opens up a refrigerator, gets an orange, sits on the bench, and starts eating an orange, and got a check for it. Nigga literally ate an orange and got a check.
Was one of his like freestyles in the background?
Nah,
or something?
it was nothing. It was
damn.
Like him just walking in there, opened the refrigerator, sat on the bench, ate an orange, and got a check. That was it, bro. But he was wearing Calvin Klein.
I got the juice now.
Bro.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about that?
Bro, that's an easy check. What the fuck? Like, that's the easiest check in the fucking world, bro. I do that shit every day of the week.
Is that the maneuver?
Hell yeah. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, shit. You gonna give me my money? How you feel about the Manhattan DA will no longer prosecute prostitution and will dismiss all old cases, bro? Up to actually, not up to, over 5,000 cases, bro.
And on this day, it was no longer hard out here for a pimp.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody out here like, shit, what you need? Where we going?
Bro, are they just like, you know what, fuck it. You know what, just fuck, alright? Shit, fuck.
At this point, they're just like, yo, we can't stop them.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck
Bruh, how you feel about a man who served 20 years in prison for stealing 2 shirts has finally been freed?
I just can't fathom that. Like,
he had a 23-year sentence, and he was 20 years in.
I need to know some key facts about this.
But just the fact of you stealing 2 shirts, and you were...
That's what I'm saying. Yo, was this nigga in, like, Mississippi? Like, was he in Nigga Keep Running Mississippi?
New Orleans.
Okay, well, he could have been in somewhere crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. No, that doesn't make sense. What kind of fucking shirts were these that this nigga stole? Like,
that's what... Like, I needed to look up, but that shit was just so... But that's just... I was like, yeah, that's interesting. Like, why in the fuck was he even down the road for that shit, man?
That's crazy that he just got out. And then a man can't get a pardon, like, at any point? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Nothing?
Exactly. And also, with the passing of DMX, and, you know, we've also lost some true brothers like Shock G, you know what I mean, for Digital to Ground. We've also lost Black Rob. So, with that being said, man... My question to you for the last hot take, hot seat of the night.
Rapid fire.
Bruh. Is Diddy doing enough for his old artists, or is he even supposed to do anything for his old artists, bro?
I think you should. I think it's bullshit to just like, yo, fuck y'all, I hope you had your money. Like, yo, he kind of...
Well, he barely even paid them. So how are they supposed to be saving money?
Yeah, but I keep hearing more and more about this shit. It just seems like he outright shit. He did it to him. The bad boy for life. Stop. I thought I told you. Take that.
Damn.
Take that deduction out your paycheck.
You know, every time I hear, I told you that I hear it from Chris Rock went down on that head of state. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
Hey, bro. Question. You know that you told me about it, bro. Actually, and I've been thinking about this shit ever since.
Okay.
That Michigan boy.
Lobo.
It's about to happen.
I think it already dropped.
It already dropped because you are. I'm gonna be honest. I fuck with Yachty on a novelty aspect, and almost like in the same way as but this is almost about to be a wild take for niggas like Lil B, because I know niggas worship him as a god, but
he paved a lot of way though.
He did. So I'm not no slander. You know what I'm saying?
Lil B, and I mean
no slander to the bass guy. You know what I'm saying? Totally swag that to the max.
So, what were this?
I was gonna say that I fuck with him from the novelty aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So he always making nice little, you know what I'm saying? He hits you with a workout track. But Michigan Boy, you told me about it. It's dropping. It's him adopting the Detroit, Michigan
Detroit flows.
flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So. Okay, that made me think. At what point do you cross the line and go from improving, reinnovating yourself, incorporating new things, doing shit differently as like a rapper, and being like a straight vulture off the bones or some shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, when do you get into the Drake territory of You got a motherfucking patois.
Well, with Lil Yachty, I feel like he's been like adopted into Detroit. Like, don't get me wrong, he is from Atlanta, and his flow has kind of changed over time. I feel like he was more adopted by the Detroit era. Like, he has a lot of Detroit features on this album. Like,
so he's doing the right thing.
Exactly. It's not just that he just dropped this shit. He's just like, yeah, doing this now. Like, no, he's actually gone through the right canals and shit like that. He's done what he's supposed to do. But versus, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes Drake, like, as an artist, I feel as if it's very important to make your own lane, and it's very important to do things that you're going to be remembered for, and not something that you did that's going to be remembered. The Detroit flow is always going to be remembered, especially for what it's done in hip hop in the last like year and a half. You know what I'm saying? With you kind of taking that style, you rocking with it, as long as you get accepted, that's a little bit more okay. But when you're on some shit where like you're like, yo, I love the way this whole entire culture raps in a whole different country, then you're like, yo, I'm gonna take that and use that and make an entire album myself with it, with barely even any features or recognition to that genre. Like, it's just mine now.
Over there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, let me go ahead and take that. Let me go ahead and just use a little bit of that. Like,
is that reggaeton? Let me put some of that. Take that.
You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and take that. Yeah, you don't need that. You know what I mean? That is a little bit more different than like were you really accepted? If you were accepted, my nigga, did you go down there and make the album? Like, I know Lil Yachty was at least like making some of them songs in Detroit. Like, you were doing some shit. Go ahead.
No, I didn't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say so you're saying you just have to like pay like respect to like what it is that you're referencing, what you're trying to do, like as an artist.
Of course, yeah. So you can't just sit up here and take some shit and act like it's yours.
Damn.
Or just like straight up take that shit like, yo, I'm not gonna cite anything, or like, just think about like you writing a paper, nigga, you doing some MLF format. You better cite some shit. Yeah, cite your sources, my nigga.
Damn.
Don't just go over and just take some shit and be like, yo, I do it better than them. Tic-tac-toes. Okay, I'm out of it.
In it. Yeah, I respect that.
As an artist, man, if you ask me to do that, like right now, like if a record company was like, yo, we want you to rap on this Detroit beat and rap like a Detroit rapper, I would be like, no. Because I haven't went to Detroit. I haven't done even a feature with anybody from Detroit. I'm not gonna sit up here like, I might take that flow and do like on the freestyle one time, like on some shit. Like, yeah, but I'm not gonna like make a whole album or make a whole like actual hit song like that. It would be like a freestyle that's gonna be on SoundCloud or some shit like that. Maybe like a little standalone single. I'm not gonna ever like steal that. Nah, I can't do that, bro. You gotta make your own lane.
So let me ask you this. You made me think about the label. Now I'm gonna step into devil's advocate from the label's perspective, or from certain people, certain fans' perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Especially youngins, and Drake's, a lot of, I think his demos like youngins and the ladies them and the youth them. And what do you say to the counter argument that, well, like, I don't have to, certain people don't really have to pay homage, or don't have to do the research, cite the sources, because of their outreach is so popular that like it's gonna popularize the shit that they, you know what I'm saying?
You still need to give respect, man. It's okay. One thing that I'm gonna say as an artist, I ain't about to check in nowhere I go. You know
what I mean? Hell no. What?
I'm gonna show people town. No, but I got respect.
Spaceships don't.
And I'm gonna hit you up and I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna try to link with the artists or people that's around that area. I'm not just gonna show up and I'm not gonna like try to hang out with them or shit like that. Like, I'm gonna be doing my own thing. If I gotta go, I gotta be in there. I gotta go. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be there for a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try to hang out with the people that's in it, like link up, maybe like, yo, we want to do some features and shit like that. You know that's respect, and that's like do some shit like, you know what I'm saying. I'm not about to just like I said, just check in like, but that's going to like this. I'm not about to just sit up here and like not even check in or say what's up to niggas and just be like, yo, I'm about to start rapping like this nigga from this hood. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to do that. Or like, especially from a different country, bro. Like, it doesn't matter if you popularize. You're popularizing it for yourself.
Oof. So you don't subscribe to those certain people's like. This is a rejuvenation tactic. I see this popular, especially with them. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Get in there and put my stank on it, and boom, boom, I'm back on top.
If you get
saying?
featured or get that person who started the shit featured, and y'all have talked and that's a mutual agreement, then yes. But if you just literally pop out and it's not no freestyle shit, it's an actual like song, and you like made a whole new beat, did all of this shit, got the engineers mixed by Ali, gosh damn it. And all this shit, like, nah, bro, you tripping.
So, when it comes to, like, that line of, alright, as an artist, like, yo, I'm taking inspiration, I'm reinventing myself, or I'm, like, doing something new and different, like, I'm trying new shit, and I'm a vulture. For you, where is that line? At what point do you become a vulture? Is it that
when you don't give respect?
Got you.
When you don't give that respect and you just ignore the whole entire fact of like that somebody else has done this before you, or somebody else is like, this is their style, like, bro, that's fucked up. Like, you can do somebody's style and shit like that as long as you give respect, as long as you give homage, and get them on the song and do this shit together. You know what I mean? It's like I fuck with, like, I'm not mad at Yachty. He wanted to do a Detroit flow type of song. He did a whole bunch of other songs with Detroit people for the longest. He's fucked with that flow, and then now he decided he want to do an album, and then he's gotten people from Michigan on to be on the album. As long as you're paying homage, bro, you get in my book.
So that's what it is. It's that respect, that homage. Why? Let me ask you. Why do you feel as though that is the line where vulturism begins and respect for the culture ends? As we land this motherfucker, we talked about fucking the ultimate finesse. You man, Ben Askren and Jake Paul.
Bag.
Physical form of Godzilla versus King Kong. You talking about fucking the epic saga of Relentless, FKA, Redemption, still out here wilding, and the shift of spirituality in the age of Corona. We talked about, speaking of fucking wild epic saga, we talked about the continuation of the George Floyd trial being the end of the actual trial, the beginning of sentencing coming soon.
Justice.
Small steps, that's right. Small steps towards justice. While at the same time, the beginning of the McKay and Bryant saga begins, illustrating the need for change in policing and law enforcement and society and a lot of things. But, if we take the Floyd trial as any indication, we moving in the right direction.
You're right.
We just gotta apply pressure.
Keep accountability, my nigga.
We also talking about motherfucking Michigan Boy Boat as the linchpin, if you will, for a larger philosophical conversation about the line between respecting the culture and being a vulture. Picking them bones for dollars.
My nigga.
Yes, sir.
We also talked about how motherfucking King Kong, the actual version, King Kong and Godzilla, was a flop. Should have been a money grab. Honestly, you could have had 3-4 movies out of it.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
King Kong was the cinematic version of
Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, bro.
Ben Askren was the
it.
IRL version of King Kong versus Godzilla.
Like, that's literally how it was, bro. Followed by this nigga, Ep.4, aka that nigga pedophile. I'm not gonna even say his whole name, but that nigga, like,
that shit is so crazy, bro. When my mans is out here calling him my little cream puff, I was like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, you wildin', bro.
Lead me back to the mothership. I can't.
We talked about how this nigga is wildin' and how he just, bro, fool me once, shame on me. I guess for me twice, bro. You need to go to jail. Like, let's be real. Like, you fucked up. Let's be real.
Like,
and the people who found him, the racists, is just interesting. Racists undercovering pedophiles, bro. It's a wild world we live in.
It is. Isn't that crazy, bro? Like, yo, surprise racists. Surprise racists. And also, if we had a functioning fucking criminal justice system, this nigga going to jail would not just be punishment, would be a good thing for this nigga if he really doesn't have a problem.
Facts. Get him some help. We also talked about how it's a story time and it's needs for breakfast.
Needs for breakfast.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what his big ass is gonna be.
Shit, him and Derek dropping
nigga.
Then we introduced the new segment, Wild Takes. To the pod, you know what I mean? Through the mothership.
New achievement unlocked. Whether it's flying higher than ever. Fucking powered by Cinderella OG.
Sure good hell. Cinderella, I love you. And with that being said, y'all have been listening to a podcast called Quest with your host YiNrj. And like I said before, Harambe in human form. Until next time for the mothership. Peace.
Peace.
But that motherfucker wrong.